Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing Slack and its various features and functions, as well as how you can use this tool in a blended learning approach. So what is Slack? Slack is a cloud-based collaborative tool that is an acronym for Searchable Log of All Conversations and Knowledge. Slack allows users to organize communications by channels for group discussions, as well as allow for private messages to share information, files, and more all in one place. With over 1,500 apps, the Slack platform team works with partners and developers globally to build apps and integrations that streamline your work and bring context into your conversations. Stuart Butterfield founded Slack in 2013 after selling his first startup Flickr to Yahoo for more than $20 million. Slack started working on the app at the end of 2012, and by March 2013, the Slack team had enough to work with that they were using the product themselves. After some tweaks to the product, Slack then announced their preview release in August of 2013. As of today, Slack has over 10 million daily active users, over 85,000 paying customers, 65 of the Fortune 100 companies using its product, as well as over 150 countries using Slack. Slack brings team communication and collaboration into one place so you can get more work done, whether you belong to a large enterprise or a small business. Slack is available on any device, so you can find and access your team and your work whether you're at your desk or on the go. You can use Slack to communicate with your team and organize your conversations by topics, projects, or anything else that matters to your work. Message or call any person or group within your team. Share and edit documents and collaborate with the right people. Integrate into your workflows the tools and services you are already using. Easily search a central knowledge base that automatically indexes and archives your team's past conversations and files, and customize your notifications so you stay focused on what matters. Let's get into the application for an overview of the tool and its main features and functionality. You can sign in and use Slack from a web browser on your desktop at any time by going to slack.com/signin. You will need to know your workspace URL. By downloading Slack's desktop and mobile apps, you can stay signed in to multiple workspaces, have more control over notifications, and stay in sync even when you're on the move. The following platforms are supported for Slack. Slack has different workspaces, and within those workspaces are various channels. In my example, I created a Boise State University workspace. Let's start with organized conversations. In Slack, work happens in channels. Members of a workspace or organization can join and leave channels as needed. Let's create a new channel by clicking on the plus sign next to channel. There are two types of channels, public and private. Public channels are open for all members to join, and anything posted is searchable by others. Private channels are for discussions that shouldn't be open to all members, so you must be invited to view one in Slack. For example, let's say you wanted to create a channel to discuss Week 2 materials. You will then want to add a purpose to let others know what the channel is about. Finally, you will need to add others to the channel. You can also add members later on. Now we are ready to create our channel. Once you create a channel, you can invite additional members. Also, you can star the channel to bump it to the top of your channel list. You can set notification preferences by clicking on the channel name. These notifications can be sent to your desktop and/or mobile device. As I mentioned, Slack allows you to integrate apps. You can click Add App to see the available integrations. For example, you can see that we have added the Simple Poll app to our channel. After installing the app, you can find out more about how to use the app by clicking View. In this example, I will create a poll question for the channel to answer. Now let's discuss sending and reading messages. Communication in Slack is the backbone of collaboration. Sending messages is easy. Simply type your message in the message field at the bottom of the screen and press the Enter key to send. You can quickly edit your last message by pressing the up arrow key in the empty message field. Let's talk about reading messages. When you're viewing a channel, its name will be highlighted in the channel list on the left. As you can see, I'm currently in the Week 2 channel. If you see a bolded channel name in the list, that means there's unread activity. You'll see a blue bar when you open the channel with unread activity. If you need to come back to the messages later on, you can mark them as unread. Threads allow you to ask questions, add context, or give feedback on a specific message, all without disrupting a conversation's flow. A thread will remain connected to its original message, and only those that have contributed or who want to follow it will be notified of new replies. Replies to a thread don't distract from a channel's main flow of conversation, but if a wider audience would benefit from seeing your reply, you can also post it in the channel. Utilizing threads in Slack helps keep in-channel conversations organized. In addition to sending messages you can also send direct messages. Direct messages, or DMs, are one-to-one conversations between you and another workspace member. Group direct messages are similar discussions outside of channels between you and up to 8 other members. DMs work well for one-off conversations that don't require an entire channel to weigh in. Recent DMs are listed under the Direct Messages header in the left sidebar. To send a DM to one person, click the plus icon. To add members to an existing group DM, click the gear icon, and then select Invite another member. Notice adding a new member to the group DM starts a new conversation. When sending a message in Slack, whether to a channel or to a single member or several members in a DM, you can also share files. To keep track of important files, you can star them. To view your starred items, click on the star in the upper right-hand corner. Slack allows you to pin important messages and their replies in any channel or direct message for easy reference. Sometimes sharing detailed information with your team takes more than a message. Posts are a great way to share and collaborate on long-form content such as project plans and documentation directly in Slack. To create a post, click on the plus button in the message box and select Post. Enter a title and begin composing your post. Your work will be saved as a draft automatically. To share your post, click the Share button in the top right and select a channel or person to share it with. Then, whomever you share the post with can collaborate on the document if you let others edit the post. You can click the info icon in any channel to see helpful channel details. Within channel details, you'll find channel highlights, a space dedicated to summarizing the most recent and important activity. Channel highlights help users get up to speed quickly and allow them to efficiently prioritize what gets their attention. I've included a screenshot from my company's Slack to show you what this would look like. You can set custom reminders in Slack. In the message field, /remind command, and you'll see a template of how to format your reminder. Set reminders for yourself, other members on your team, or for a specific channel. Keep in mind that if you set a channel reminder, all members in that channel will be able to see it. You will receive a notification when the reminder is due to appear. You can type /remind list to view all of your reminders. Using search in Slack makes it easier to find the right message, file, or channel when you need to. Click the search field on the top right. Start typing a search term. Slack will show you related channels, members, and search suggestions. Press the Enter key to view your search results or jump to a channel or direct message. Slack allows you to bring the third-party tools your team already uses, such as Google Drive, into Slack. Your workspace can view information and receive updates right where you're working, without constantly switching between different apps and windows. To take a look through Slack's app directory, click on the plus sign next to Apps on the left-hand side. To add a new app, click the Install button, then follow the prompts for that particular app. In addition, you can build your own integrations with Slack's API and connect your workspace to your proprietary internal systems. Custom integrations are specific for your organization, so you can use Slack to help onboard new employees, share stats from your internal database. Slack can be incorporated into a blended learning solution in several ways. You can use channels in Slack for discussions around specific areas and/or within a particular module. For example, you can implement channels for weekly themed discussions as well as communicate information about the class with an announcement channel. Slack also allows instructors to extend the conversations from the classroom into an online space. The intuitive interface supports an informal and easy-to-use chat-like experience. Channels can be utilized to spark conversation among students, while direct messaging provides another avenue for students to communicate with one another and the instructor. Slack is also great for collaboration and teamwork. Participants can create channels for their individual groups to work in, as well as allow the instructor access to provide guidance when needed. Slack provides a simple and efficient platform to share ideas. These ideas can be shared from a multitude of client apps, including iOS, Android, and desktop. Finally, Slack can be used for synchronous classroom training. Setting up channels dedicated to specific purposes facilitates the ease of use, including channels such as student hours, reading questions, and discussion. Students can also tag instructors directly with a question using the instructor's ID or tag an entire channel to address the group. Slack can replace email and enhance communication between students as well as between the student and instructor. Slack users can readily receive notifications on their mobile device. Students also may feel more comfortable using direct messaging as opposed to email, since DMs are more informal. There are several ways that Slack supports learning, one being its ability to build communities. Slack is a platform that individuals can use extensively every day, where collaboration, communication, and sharing takes place continually. Slack works because it's continuous, works on multiple devices seamlessly, and enables more natural and immediate conversations than email or other systems. Slack also helps build collective intelligence, which requires the sharing of knowledge openly and without fear. Teams are increasingly sharing and learning from each other inside Slack. Although it may not seem like learning to the user, learning is taking place. Using Slack helps instructors reinforce learning with its ability to send mass messages to students easily. In addition, instructors can pin important messages and files, so it's easy for anyone to join and quickly get up to speed in Slack. Slack can be used to set reminders for yourself, other members, or entire channels. This feature can help keep learners on track with their assignments and/or learning plans. Slack is very reliable in its functionality. From new users to an expert user, Slack is a very simple and minimalistic interface. It allows users to quickly learn the product and use it efficiently. Slack interacts with other apps using integrations and allows users to perform different tasks and have familiar products at their fingertips. Slack allows individuals to receive and send messages on the go. Whether you send a message to a team member while they're at their desk, in the air, or even on vacation, Slack's multi-platform nature ensures their connected devices are notified. According to Slack's website, security is taken very seriously at Slack. Slack has the following compliance and certification regulations. In addition, Slack offers the following security features. One thing to keep in mind is that Slack is not FERPA compliant. FERPA, the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act of 1974, is a United States federal law that governs the access to educational information and records by public entities such as potential employers, publicly funded educational institutions, and foreign governments. For this reason, sensitive data, including grades and personal information, should not be shared in Slack spaces. Slack offers several plans. With the free plan, only 10,000 messages are searchable. While this number may seem high, it's really not if people are using Slack as intended. The free version also only includes up to 10 apps and integrations and one-to-one video and audio calls. With the standard plan, you will pay $6.67 for each user, or $8 monthly. With this plan, users get unlimited search and apps, group calls up to 15 participants with screen sharing, guest accounts, shared channels, and more storage. Apart from that, Google authentication in Slack becomes available, as well as priority, although not 24/7 support. By upgrading to a Plus plan, which is $12.50 for each user, or $15 monthly, you'll get some specific features, like guaranteed uptime SLA. It means Slack will refund customers if its servers are down for a particular period of time. Also, 24/7 support is included in the package. The enterprise version of Slack will include unlimited workspaces and shared channels between workspaces to connect teams when needed. Let's talk about the pros and cons of Slack. For pros, Slack is simple for new users to jump in right away without too much setup time. Slack has a long list of apps that can be added so that content can be discussed across a variety of platforms right inside Slack. Finally, Slack has proven beneficial for both small and large companies. For cons, Slack can be addictive, making users feel like they can't disconnect. While Slack is great for quickly keeping tabs on what's going on, when it comes to big picture discussions, it's a little lacking. Sustaining a conversation from start to finish can be difficult, leaving deeper conversations to other tools. Finally, multiple simultaneous conversations can be difficult to keep up with, especially within a larger company. Even with separate channels, going back through conversations to find a specific topic can be challenging and time-consuming. Thank you all for attending today's presentation.